Here's a phone that might seem a bit familiar. It's the Realme 11 Pro, which is almost identical to the Realme 11 Pro Plus we've recently reviewed. These two phones are really similar, but getting the non-Plus version could save you a bit of cash. Where does it fall short then? I'm Will for GSM Arena, and let's compare the Realme 11 Pro to the Pro Plus and find out. Both the Realme 11 Pro and Realme 11 Pro Plus are mid-rangers that bring a bunch of enticing features for the money. The most obvious is the premium fashion-inspired vegan leather design. On top of looking good, it feels good too. The phone curves into the frame and feels quite thin, yet grippy. You don't get ingress protection on either phone though. But both phones have the same premium curved 6.7-inch OLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. The display is plenty bright, color accurate, and there's support for 10-bit color and HDR10+ video. You also get stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support, and they have good loudness and sound good too. We'll leave a link to a sample so you can hear for yourself. For biometrics, there's a fast, under-display fingerprint reader ready to wake up the phone. Of course, the software experience is the same between the two models. You get Realme's latest Realme UI 4.0. We have a dedicated video about Realme UI if you'd like to learn more about the interface. And on both the Realme 11 Pro and Pro Plus, there's software support for 2 years of OS updates and 3 years of security patches. Even the chipset is the same between these two. It's a MediaTek Dimensity 7050, which isn't really an upgrade over the previous Realme generations, but still provides solid mid-range level performance. And both phones have a 5000 mAh battery. And since they share the same hardware, they have equally good battery life. So what is actually different here? We can start off with the storage. The base storage tier is less on the Realme 11 Pro at 128 gigs, and there's no option for a whole terabyte on board like you can get on the Pro Plus. The Realme 11 Pro also doesn't bring the 100-watt charging that you'd get on the Pro Plus. Here it's just 67 watts. So it's not quite as speedy, but still quite fast. A full charge on the Realme 11 Pro took 47 minutes, and 15 minutes on the charger got us to 42%. The other major difference is in the cameras. On the Realme 11 Pro, you don't get the cutting-edge 200-megapixel main cam of the Pro Plus, but a 100-megapixel one. Still pretty decent. That's paired with just a depth sensor. You're missing the secondary ultra-wide and macro cameras that are found on the Pro Plus model. The selfie cams are different too. The Realme 11 Pro has a 16-megapixel one, while the Pro Plus's is 32 megapixels. But let's start off with the main cam, which saves 12-megapixel photos through a combination of pixel binning and resizing. These are solid, with a lot of detail, good contrast, vibrant colors, low noise, and adequate dynamic range. The images are heavily over-sharpened though, and fine details can look artificial because of it. To compare, here are a couple of shots from the Realme 11 Pro Plus's main cam. Its 12.5-megapixel photos have a more natural-looking rendition. Back to the Realme 11 Pro, and here we're looking at the main cam's 2x lossless zoom. It does seem lossless, maintaining plenty of detail as well as the other properties of the regular images. However, the over-sharpening is even more evident here. Again, the Pro Plus delivers a much less artificial look. The portrait mode photos we shot on the 11 Pro are likable, the subject separation is adequate, and the photos are detailed enough. Now let's look at some nighttime photos, which automatically use Realme's Nightscape processing. They are bright and well exposed, with wide dynamic range. The detail level is just average though, and there is some visible noise. In contrast, these sorts of photos from the Realme 11 Pro Plus seem to have lower noise and a bit more detail. Now let's see the 4K video capture on the Realme 11 Pro. These look great, with plenty of detail, great colors, no noise, and wide dynamic range. And thankfully, the sharpening isn't excessive. The overall look is quite natural. Here's a look at the Pro Plus's 4K video to compare. Both are nice, but they also have a considerable downside. There's no support for electronic stabilization in 4K on either phone. If you record in 1080p resolution though, stabilization is always on. Finally, we have the selfies, which have a passable amount of detail, wide dynamic range, and low noise. They are a bit on the soft side though. The selfies from the higher res camera on the Pro Plus seem better in this regard. So there you have it guys. The Realme 11 Pro is a nice mid-ranger that can offer almost everything that the higher end model can. It looks the same, feels the same, and the user experience is nearly identical. The major differences here are the lower base storage, the slower charging speed, and the downgraded cameras. And it seems that the cameras are the bigger drawback. You miss out on the versatility of an ultra-wide camera, and both the main cam and the selfie cam are inferior to those of the Pro Plus. But could the savings be worth it? Well, in India at least, the Pro Plus's price is barely more than 10% higher if you look at identical storage options. So unless you're planning to go for the 128 version, we'd say that getting the Pro Plus makes a lot more sense, at least at current pricing. Thanks for watching, guys. Here are some alternatives to the Realme 11 Pro you can see on our channel, starting with the Realme 11 Pro Plus. Or you could check out the Xiaomi Redmi Note 12 Pro. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.